All right, ready to dive in. Today, we're looking at kata in karate.
Awesome.
Yeah, using the book Best Karate, Volume 5 Heian Tekki as our guide.
Right on. Sounds good.
So, if you've ever seen karateka performing those sequences and you're like, what's going on there? This is for you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, kata are like those logical arrangements of offensive techniques.
No.
The punching and the kicking, it's all laid out like in a very specific order.
Okay, like blueprints then.
Exactly, like solo drills that have been, in a lot of cases practiced and perfected for generations.
I see. So it's not just going through the motions, they have a real purpose.
Yeah.
Now, the book mentions categories of kata, like based on strength and timing. But could you unpack that a bit? What does that actually mean?
Sure. So some kata really focus on that maximum power. Like every move you make, it needs strong stances, you've got to be grounded, deliberate timing.
I see.
And then others will be about speed and agility, so more fluid transitions between the techniques.
Makes sense. So it's like a well-rounded training then.
Yeah, for sure. Different categories work on different things.
That's cool. And, at first glance, they look simple, right?
Yeah.
Just blocks and strikes. But the book makes it clear that kata develops so many skills.
Yeah, a ton.
Like getting the form right, breathing, strength, rhythm, even making techniques instinctive.
It's like the repetition and practicing kata is key.
Yeah.
Your body starts to learn those core karate moves deeply.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's muscle memory, better coordination, and your technique gets refined, until it's almost second nature.
Hmm.
And yeah, breathing is super important.
That's all connected, right?
Yeah, it's connected to the power and the efficiency of each move.
Now, the book also mentions a spiritual side to this. Cultivating boldness, confidence, and gentleness.
Yeah.
That's maybe a surprise for some people thinking about martial arts.
It's really important to get, like, the discipline to master a kata isn't just physical.
Right.
It builds mental toughness and, knowing yourself. That focus and concentration, they can lead to this inner calm and self-assurance, you know what I mean? And then that gentleness part, it's like true mastery isn't brute force.
Yeah.
It's refined technique, efficient movement.
I see. Now, the book zeroes in on the Heian and Tekki kata series.
Yeah.
It calls them the foundational kata, the building blocks for more advanced stuff. Why are these so important to master, especially for beginners?
Well, they're the ground floor, right? You're learning the core stances, blocks, strikes, those essential patterns.
Okay.
By mastering these, you're getting these crucial principles down. How to move your body, how to stay balanced, how to generate that power.
Yeah.
Without them, it's tougher to move to more complex stuff. It's like trying to build a house without a foundation.
Okay, I get it. The book then dives into each Heian kata. Let's start with Heian 1.
Yeah.
It talks about the downward block, middle-level rising block, upper-level rising block, the sword hand strike, middle-level punch, all in the back stance.
Yeah.
What's really fundamental here in this first one,
I think it's establishing that solid defense, right? Those basic blocks, they protect against attacks to different parts of your body. Then you follow up with direct counters.
okay,
The reversal of direction and leg movements you mentioned, super important too. It teaches you to move efficiently, switch between stances, and all while staying balanced.
right. The book has an example to execute a technique left from that natural standing position. Shizentai, I think they call it that. You turn your hips left, slide your left foot left. Then, to reverse, you pull your hips towards the heel of your pivot foot, quickly rotate your hips left, and slide your left foot again. It seems super deliberate.
It is. Every single movement in kata has a purpose. That example, it highlights how important body alignment and weight transfer are to
Yeah.
generate power, to stay stable. Heian 1 has 21 moves and takes about 40 seconds.
Wow.
It's pretty packed with knowledge for such a short sequence.
All right, moving on to Heian 2. What's new here? What builds on Heian 1?
So Heian 2, it takes that base and adds more complex transitions. There are some new techniques too. For example, reversing direction from front stance, using your right front leg as a pivot, turning your hips left to get into that left back stance while your hips stay level.
Yeah, that sounds tricky.
It needs more balance and control as you shift your weight and change stance.
I see. And what about that transition from back stance to back stance? Shifting your weight to your front leg, sliding the back leg either forward or to the side.
Yeah, that one. That starts to build fluidity.
Okay, I see.
Adaptability in your movement,
Mm.
which is, pretty crucial in a real fight.
Right, you need to be able to adapt.
Heian 2 is all about that dynamic movement.
Okay.
Being able to quickly adjust your stance, your position, all while staying ready to defend or attack.
Got it. Now, Heian 3 seems to step it up even more.
Yeah.
The book describes a technique from Gwaku Hanmi, which I think is a reverse half-facing stance.
Yeah, you've got it.
Your body's angled away from your opponent. Use your right leg as a pivot. Do an inside-outward block with your right arm. At the same time, your hips turn left and your left leg advances, but without a big step.
Right. It's a lot to coordinate, but that's what Heian 3 is all about. It introduces this sophisticated way of using your hip rotation, that blocking arm, and your footwork all together. It's efficient. You use the power from your hip rotation to boost the block, and then you advance.
So you're using your whole body,
Exactly.
not just arms and legs. Okay, and then it mentions a reverse punch and an inside-outward block after a front kick. With this detail that your front leg automatically comes back, like half a step during the block. What's that about?
That's about balance and getting ready for what's next.
Oh, okay.
You see, even the small details in these kata are practical.
It all flows together then.
Yeah, one movement into the next, you're not overextending yourself.
Interesting. Heian 4 seems to bring even more variety.
It does.
The book describes going from an elbow block to the side to a vertical back fist punch. It emphasizes the fist swinging from in front of the jaw, coming back along the same path to end at your hip. That sounds like a powerful strike.
Yeah, it is. You're combining a close-range defense, that elbow block, with a back fist punch. Shows you how to use different strikes and really use your momentum.
Right.
And that detail about the fist coming back to the hip, it's not just for power, it's for balance, too.
Makes sense.
Keeping that good posture.
And then there's that transition from a left lunge punch to a right swinging punch, using the right foot as a pivot. And you can even do an elbow strike to the rear at the same time. That's a lot going on at once.
It is. Heian 4 gets more complex. You can do multiple things in quick succession. You know, fists, elbows, being able to use different parts of your body for striking. Adaptability is key.
All right, last but not least, Heian 5. The book talks about the vertical strike, swinging your right hand in a wide arc, following the path of your left hand, striking forward at jaw level as your left fist is pulled back to your left hip. That sounds very fluid.
Yeah, the key here is coordinating both arms. The counter movement of the left fist going back, that helps add power to the right hand strike and keeps you balanced.
Interesting.
It's all connected.
Then it talks about keeping your armpits tight after doing the middle level reverse wedge block.
Oh.
If you don't, you're open to a counterattack.
Yeah, that's a crucial point.
Yeah.
It shows how these katas aren't just about single techniques.
Right.
They teach you about defending, being aware of your body, protecting yourself.
Makes sense.
You know? And then you lower the kicking leg so you can keep punching. It all flows. It's all connected.
Okay. And the rising knee strike after that augmented forearm block from right back stance sounds pretty intense too. Bending your front knee, shifting weight forward but not raising your hips, raising both hands diagonally, then boom, driving that right knee up while bringing your hands down to your leg.
That move, it combines the lower and upper body to make a really powerful attack.
Okay.
Timing and balance are key to get that right.
Got it. So let's move on to those Tekki kata now.
Sure.
They're different. The book says all 3 Tekki kata are performed on a straight line, emphasizing dignity, driving force from practice, and strength in the hips and stances. This straight imbusen or performance line, that's a big difference from the Heian kata, right?
Huge. That straight line forces you to generate power and stay stable in a small space. You focus on lateral movement and strong stances, like that kiba-dachi or horse riding stance. And that dignity part, it's all about keeping the right posture, focus, and control. It shows mastery of the form.
I see. So Tekki 1. The book gives us a numbered list of movements. Let's look at those.
Sounds good.
Movement 1 is left middle level block, inside outward block, right fist at your right side. A basic defense move.
Right, absolutely. You're defending that midsection, and that right fist is ready for a counter.
Ready to go. Movement 2, right middle level inside outward block and the left downward block. Switching sides quickly.
It's about being adaptable, ready to defend different parts of your body at once.
Yeah, makes sense.
Upper and lower body working together.
Movement 3, left forearm middle level sweep and then left forearm horizontal kame, that guarding posture, in front of your chest, right elbow on your left wrist. So more defensive, right?
Could be defensive, could be about controlling your opponent's arm, disrupting an attack, or creating an opening for yourself. You're protecting your chest while maybe immobilizing them.
Makes sense. Then movement 4, right upper level sweeping block with the back of your right forearm. Left arm stays where it is. So that's for a high attack, I guess.
Yeah, aimed at your head or face. Left arm stays ready, either for the next technique or just staying guarded.
Okay, let's jump to movement 7. Right mid-level straight punch with the right fist, left arm stays put. So attacking after blocking.
That's it. You're going from defense to offense, classic karate. That straight punch is your bread and butter for hitting the midsection after blocking.
Classic. Movement 8.
Hmm?
Twist forearm, turning your head right, no power in the right elbow. What's that about?
It's a transitional move, setting up something else.
Okay.
Maybe a joint lock, getting out of the way, or getting a better angle for your next move.
Movement 13.
Yeah.
Right middle level, straight punch again, but this time twisting your right arm forward as you punch, left palm open.
That twist is about power. You're using your core, your shoulder, putting more into the strike. That open left palm, maybe for balance, a block, or even grabbing your opponent.
Cool. Movement 14. Back to those basic blocks, right middle level, inside outward, then left downward.
The foundation is key, even in these more advanced kata.
Yeah.
Defending different levels, staying adaptable.
Movement 15, more of that.
Yeah.
Left middle level, inside outward, right lower level block.
Defending high and low, you got to cover all your bases.
That's like a full body approach.
Yeah.
All right, movement 16 has 2 parts.
Okay.
16A is right upper level sweeping block, back of the left forearm, right fist stays put. Then 16B, left upper level close punch, right forearm horizontal, high defense, and then counterattack.
Exactly. You're blocking high, then coming in with that close range strike while keeping your other arm up to protect yourself.
Makes sense. Movement 17 is just turning your head left, upper body stays the same.
That's all about awareness.
Right.
Checking your surroundings, staying alert.
Okay. Movement 18, right foot forward into a crossed foot stance, upper body stays the same. This is a new stance, right?
It is.
Crossed foot stance, the book calls it.
It's not as stable as some others, so it's probably transitional, setting up a specific technique or maybe a change of direction.
Okay. Movement 19, head back to the front, and then a left stamping kick, fumikomi.
Ah, finally a kick.
Right.
That fumikomi is good for messing up your opponent's balance, hitting them low, or just making some space. You know, Tekki might be about hand techniques and strong stances, but kicks are still in the mix.
They're part of the arsenal.
For sure.
Movement 20, back to blocking, left middle level block with the left forearm.
You got to protect that midsection.
Can't forget the basics.
Never.
Movement 21, another high block, right upper level sweeping block with the back of your left forearm.
Protecting the head, that's key.
Right.
You'll see this block a lot because it's so important.
Got it. Movement 22, left upper level close punch. So counterattacking again.
Exactly. Block and then strike. That's how you make an opening.
Okay, let's skip ahead to movement 34. Left middle level inside outward block, right fist at your side, and turn your head back to the front.
Multitasking, that's what that is.
Right.
You're defending yourself and then becoming aware of your surroundings.
It's like, stay guarded, but keep your eyes open. All right, movement 35, another combo we've seen before. Right middle level inside outward block, then a left downward block.
Classic combo. Shows you how important it is.
You got to be able to do it without thinking. And last but not least, movement 36, a right upper level close punch, left forearm in that horizontal kame, ending strong.
Yeah, attack and defense at the same time. It's about that balance. You end the kata ready for anything.
Wow, so much detail in just Tekki 1.
Oh, yeah.
It's like every move is strategic.
Yeah.
You know? It's way more than just physical.
It is, and that's just Tekki 1. Tekki 2 and Tekki 3 take those principles even further.
Wow.
They're more advanced, more variations, but they all stay on that straight line.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, all about stability and power in close quarters.
Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive here, we've really explored these kata, using our book as our guide.
Yeah.
We've seen how these sequences are the foundation of karate, not just for the physical stuff like form, breathing, strength, and rhythm, but for the mental game too.
It's the whole package.
Focus, discipline, confidence, it's all in there.
For sure.
We saw that progression through the Heian kata, starting with the basics in Heian 1 and getting more complex as we went along.
And we just started to unpack the Tekki kata. Those are fascinating.
Yeah, so much detail.
The stability, that straight line power, it's really something.
So they're not just some old routines, they're blueprints for effective martial arts.
Exactly. They're alive.
They're about using your body right, staying balanced, and knowing when to defend, when to attack.
And they help you react instinctively.
It's amazing how these forms, refined over generations, give you that framework.
Yeah.
You know, to understand those martial arts principles and that connection between mind and body.
Deep stuff.
Yeah. So, listener, as you go about your day, think about this. How can you use that idea of structured practice in your own life?
Good question.
Can you break down complex things into smaller, repeatable steps? Maybe that can help you master things, not just in martial arts, but in anything you do. That's something to think about from this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.